guys, it's April with Cricut-Crafting with April. I just wanted to show you guys how to create the straight out of file in Design Space 3 Beta. Let's see. The first thing you're going to need is going to be the Cactus Black font. You'll need to download that. I will provide the link down below. You'll click on down here the Cactus Black. Click on your download link, and it's probably not going to give me everything because I've already downloaded it. It's starting a little bit slow. For those of you who haven't tried FontLab Pad yet, this is a great. Oops. There, it's asking me to save it. I'm going to save it to my desktop just to show you guys how to do that. FontLab Pad lets you see fonts and create SVGs of your fonts simply as saving them to be used for any of your projects. That's a great tool to have, and we'll go over that more in another video at another time. But if you want that, I'm going to provide the FontLab Pad link for you guys down below as well. Next, once you've downloaded your font, if you're using Chrome like I am, you'll see that I've saved mine to my desktop, and I'll show you that just in case. It's right here. I can double click it and open it, or I can use where it's on my Chrome and open it. It should open a box. It pops up here, and you're going to click install. It's not going to let me install it because I already have. Well, it will, but I don't need to. You'll have that box, and it'll disappear. Once it's disappeared, your font's installed. You can close that window. Next, you'll want to open your file, and I've already done this file, but I'm going to pull this in, and I'm going to redo it just so you guys can see, because I have a photo in there, and it won't let me share that file because of that. So I am going to close that out, and we're just going to do a new file. I am going to insert my shape, and select square. And I'm going to size that to a 9, and I think by 10, because it's supposed to be a little bit oblong. Then I'm going to insert another shape, another square, and I'm going to line that up. I'm going to unlock it and just kind of eyeball where I want that. That looks pretty good. See, that's going to give me, I think I'll keep it at 3 inches. That way I'll have 3, 3, and 4, because that middle box on the straight out is just a little bit bigger than the others. I'm going to select that box, select the large box, or you can select all, and we're going to come over here and slice. Actually, I'm going to undo that because I want to make sure that it's lined up. So what you can do here is select both, click align, center horizontally, and I need to move that up. I want to give it about the same width at the top as I have on the sides. So click them both, align, center horizontally, and there we have it. And then slice. Now I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to save this one. We're going to bring this one down to the bottom. We're going to do the same. Select them both and align horizontally and slice. Let me double check. And that box looks pretty good. It looks like it's about the same all the way around. And you can get rid of those. We don't need those anymore. And assuming that this is going to be on a black shirt, this will be easier for some of you to create this way. Insert another square and just stretch it. Doesn't matter what size as long as it's covered, and change it to black. And then we're going to select it, arrange, move it to the back. Then I'm going to select this piece and change it to white so that we can see what we're working on. Now, if you were already logged into Design Space before when you loaded your font and installed it, you will have to go in, log out. I would reboot. Mine would not load, and I rebooted, did my cache, everything. Well, I say rebooted. I closed out Design Space and logged out, and it still didn't come in. I rebooted, and it brought the font in. So the next thing you want to do, once you're able to see the font, and you're going to type in your text, and straight is done in all caps. STRAIGHT. And there it is in that box. And it's going to be brought in as the Cricut Sans. We're going to click on that, and we're going to type cactus, and I have 2 in here. This font does not work for me, so if you didn't get the cactus black and you got cactus, it's not going to work. I'll show you what I mean. We'll change it. If you just got the cactus, this is what you're going to get. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with that font, but it doesn't like Design Space 3. So you need the cactus black. I am going to change that to white lettering so that we can see it. And then we're going to start stretching it. You're probably going to have to unlock to get the height and the length that you need for this. And for some reason, I'm going to move this down a little bit. I don't like the way Design Space 3, that bar drops down over the first inch or 2 and you can't see what you're doing. I don't know if anybody's thought about that and sent feedback in on it or not, but we probably need to. I've run into a couple of situations where I couldn't move anything because of it. Alright, and then we have that there, and it looks good. I'm just going to slide that out of the way and select the word, and I'm going to weld it. I want it to be one image. I don't want to bog down Design Space or the file. Now, if you plan on at any time changing these words to read 3 different words, I would duplicate this and hide it. That way you always have this as a working copy. Next, you're going to select the word. You're going to select the white square, align, and center it horizontally. It looks like I have right about the same space at the top and the bottom. So that looks good to me, and I'm going to weld it. Now I have one image here. This image is hidden, so we don't have, I'm just going to get rid of that. Next, we're going to type our next word, outa, all in caps as well. And let's see, let's move that to the back. It's going to be, there it is. Get it up there on the top. Same thing, you're going to stretch that word. I'm going to unlock it. And stretch it out to where you have about the same amount of space on both sides. Now, keep in mind that this may look a little odd because the A is slanted, so you'll want to check your size here on that and right here. Another way you can do it, I like to insert a shape if I'm unsure. Make it tiny, a tiny little square. And you can do this with the grid as well if you're not working on the background. You can check there. And that looks really, really, really close. I might be able to stretch it just a tiny bit more. There we go. All right, and check the height. Make it a little taller. And that's perfect. I'm going to select the word. I'm going to weld. I want it to be one image. Otherwise, I'm going to have to slice each one individually. Select the piece, align, center it horizontally, and I moved it so it's off. So let me undo that. And I'm not going to get my square back out and check it. I'm just going to eyeball it. That looks good. I'm going to select both, align horizontally, and then we're going to slice. Now I can get rid of this and this. I won't need those anymore. And as you can see, this is the way it's going to cut out on your white vinyl or whatever material you're using to go on a black background. If you're doing a white shirt and you need this to be in black, you just need to cut it out of the black material. You can always change the color as well. Next, we're going to insert whatever our third word is going to be, and I'm just going to use crafting. All in caps again. And of course it's coming in as a black letter. We're going to change it to white so we can see it. And again, stretch it. This is going to depend on, and if you want to have a stand-up or a side copy of this so that you can weld and just change out words, you can also duplicate here and hide that one. And then you have a totally blank one. You have one where you only have to replace one word. So if you're doing several shirts or anything, then you'll have exactly what you need ready to go. So I didn't want to move that piece. Let me undo that. Make sure you don't change the size of that while working. There we go. That's what I was trying to do, is unlock that. And the amount of space that you have on this is going to depend on the size of the word. And I'll show you what I mean. That looks pretty good there. I'm going to weld that word, and then we're just going to move it. If I was using a shorter word, say for like my husband's union number, then change it to white so we can see it. Then of course your stretch is going to be different. And where it's located is going to be different. And on this one, something short like that, I would probably leave there. I don't think that I would unlock it and stretch it this way, because you can see how big and how huge that it gets that way. So just size and see what looks best for you and what you're doing. I'm going to line that up. That looks about right. I'm going to select it. Don't forget to align horizontally, get it in there right, and then I'm going to weld it. That file is ready to be cut. Done. And if you'll notice, if you see that asterisk and untitled, of course we haven't saved it. So I'm going to go in here and name this Straight Outta. Well, it helps if you, and I'm going to say shared and save. And it's probably going to tell me I already have one. No, I didn't. Okay. I didn't put file on the end. So there, and you can get rid of this square. That's just something that helps you work on it so that you can see where you can, if you've got it lined up right, without having to count each one of these individual squares and get out a tape measure, and you know what I mean. And that concludes how to do that. If you notice, when I did that, I got another asterisk. That means that I haven't saved my project, so I'm going to save it again. And that's how easy it is to create this file. Please don't go and purchase a file that you can make in Design Space. Just about everything we can do in here, even if we have to use some outside programs, we can still do it. I'm going to leave the links below. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, please join us. And if you have any questions, please message me or contact me on the Facebook group. I'll be happy to help you out. You guys have a wonderful crafting day, and thank you for watching the video with me. Have a wonderful day.